Here we go.
Here we go. This is Prime Sports Network. John Hardoon, Greg DePalma. It is a beautiful morning that is going to kickstart a 4-day stretch like never before in the thoroughbred industry and maybe never again. Actually, you know what? Please never again.
Yes,
Yeah.
please never again.
We don't ever want this to happen again. But we have Kentucky Oaks Day today, Kentucky Derby Day tomorrow. We possibly will be back on Sunday or Monday with some big races at Del Mar and Saratoga. It all depends. We'll take a look at the sheets over the next couple of days. So there's a possibility we'll have a second show and a bonus show Sunday or Monday. So keep that in mind. But anyway, before we get into it, John, what other different? Is there anything else that we should know handicapping wise? Because there's certain things we can't, like certain trends we can't use based on the different time of year. Is there anything that we should know? Either, yeah, we should use these specific trends that we always use, or we should never use these trends because it's just a real crazy year.
Well, it's unusual that they run the Derby as a second leg of the Triple Crown as opposed to being the first leg of the Triple Crown. And usually there's only 2 weeks between races when the Belmont Stakes was, I think, maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So,
how do you think that? So, do you think at all that this is just a mystery, right? Trying to figure out how this is going to affect the Derby.
Well, not really. A lot of horses are using the Travers as the leaping board into the Derby this year, and usually, it was like 5 weeks between the Travers, or a month between the Travers and Derby. And usually, again, it's only 2 weeks. So, horses have a little more time off. But in this case, it may not be good because they weren't used to that time off coming into the race. When we get to certain horses, we'll discuss that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then, and we'll get, and I have some other trends here we'll get into. But first, let's talk about the Oaks. The Oaks, because I was just looking at this. There's only 9 horses, and there's 3 favorites in the race. Really, 2 heavy favorites. Swiss Skydiver, who we talked about at the Alabama Stakes, just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And what is it? Gamine, the even money favorite.
And Gamine,
yeah, whatever. Okay, but this horse, we haven't talked about this horse yet. I don't think.
Well, I don't think she was in the Acorn. I don't know if we did that race.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll talk about her today. She's 4 for 4.
Yeah.
But she's actually 3 for 4. She was disqualified from the Oakland Park race. She had some sort of drug in her system, and so she was disqualified from that purse. So she's 3 for 4, but technically she's 4 for 4.
Really good sheet numbers, a 4 and a 2 in the last 2 races. So clearly better than the other 2 favorites in the race. But the 4, Speech, did run a 5 in her last race, which was a win at Keeneland.
Yeah. Well, you want to go through them horse by horse? Or
sure. We can start with Swiss Skydiver. And again, we talked about this horse last time out. And not only did she impress in that win in the Alabama, but she tied her best sheet number, a 6. So she has a couple of 6s over her last 4 races.
Yeah, but tomorrow, or today, I should say, I don't like this horse. This is the first time, if you look at her, that she's running close. She only has a few weeks rest from that last race. In her previous races, anytime she ran close, she didn't run well. In her second start of her life, she bounced off the 11 to a 16. Then her first 2 starts this year, she ran a 12 and with no rest bounced to the 15. The way to play this race, in my opinion, is to throw out Swiss Skydiver, hope that she really takes a lot of money. They were talking about running this horse in the Derby. That would have been a huge mistake. I would play against this horse today. I'm not going to put her on any of my tickets, and if she wins, I lose. But I think she's a good or certainly a good second choice to be playing against.
Okay, and anything about the position, an edge or a disadvantage to be number 1?
In a 1 1/8, it's probably an advantage. You want to be as close to the inside as possible. The post position's fine.
Okay.
No one will be affected by the post position in this. Their post position in this race.
All right, the 2, we don't Care about
No,
the
two
two.
of them belong.
The
Right.
three is Donna Veloci. Donna Veloci ran a great first race, a 6, to begin her career at Santa Anita. She hasn't returned to any single digits since then.
That's true. And that race was sprinting. Her other three races were all distance races, like today's races. So, maybe she's just a lot better sprinter than she is a router. Not only that, but the trainer, Simon Callahan, usually does his best work in California. Some trainers travel well. I guess it's like football teams or anything else.
Okay.
And this guy, his horses don't seem to run as well when they leave California.
Okay.
So,
The
you know, and again, the fact that she ran the six first time out is very strong. But the negative is she never came
Yeah.
back anywhere near it.
All right, the 4 is Speech, a 5-1 shot, and she ran her best race last time at Keeneland. She ran the 5. That was July 11th, so she's had more than enough time to gear up for this race. 7 out of 7 in the money lifetime with 3 wins.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this horse. She ran a 5. Obviously, she has a chance to run another 5 today, with all the time off. She did that when she ran 9s, 2 and 3 starts back. She ran a 9, and then she repeated it. It is a 4-point new top off of her previous races. She certainly has a shot. She's 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 is not. That's the thing that would be of interest because the odds are not bad for a horse that's always in the money. Then comes the favorite, the even money shot, who we talked about, 4 and a 2 in the last 2 races, both Grade 1 races, winning easily. So, and again, this horse could very well be 4 for 4 lifetime if it wasn't for being DQ'd in her second race. So what's not to like about this Baffert horse who's going to get totally, this horse, there's going to be tons of cash on this horse.
Yeah, this is going to be the big favorite, and rightfully so. The only knock I could find on the horse is that her only race around 2 turns was 3 starts back. The other distant races at Belmont, that was around 1 turn. So she ran an 8 that day. I don't think she's running the 8. And the last race maybe should have been better than the 4 off of the 2 with all that time between races, and now she's kind of close. But to me, she looks like she's going to be very tough to beat here.
Okay. Do you care about either of the next 4 horses, all long shots? If so, which one?
I do. I like one of them. I like the number 7. She's a daredevil, because if you look at this horse's sheet, she's got a nice line. She's never done anything wrong, and she's got a slight improvement in her last race. She's primed to run an 8 or better today off of this line, and she's 20-1 morning line. This is the real value in the race to me.
Yeah, she's last 4 races have all been better.
Yeah, slight improvements.
Slight improvements, correct.
Yeah, you want to see, and now she's got time coming into the race. The trainer does very well there, Brad Cox. Listen, the horse is 8 for 9 in the money.
2 for 2 at Churchill.
And 2 for 2 at Churchill, exactly. And what's most important is you're getting 20-1.
20-1, yes.
If the 1 stubs her toe and the 4 bounces off the 5, well, this is the next horse in the race, And because of odds, that's the exact. I'm going to play 5-7. I like 5-7 here. I think that's the right number.
Yeah, but
Gamine, and she's a daredevil.
Yeah, because you could even get with the heavy favorite winning, you could even get decent money in a race like this if the 7 comes in second.
Yeah, you can get a $30 exacta here. You'll get 15-1 on your bet. You're turning a 3-5 shot into a 15-1 shot. So to me, that's the way to go.
Sounds good to me. All right, now let's go to the Derby. Before we do that, I just want to throw some trends. I've already noticed that I'm not going to use some of them, obviously, because of the time of the year. In other words, I'm not going to use the prep race connection trends. But last year, see, the disqualification of Maximum Security screwed a couple of things. 2 things. One, it would have been the 7th straight Derby winner that the odds on post-time favorite with odds of 5-1 or less were the winners. So, considering he was disqualified, I got to go, hey, you know what? I'm still going with that trend. I'm not going to use it, of course, because we want to get some money here, but that's just interesting. Are there any European horses in this field?
No,
Okay, so we're not going to use that trend, and so that
this
was
doesn't apply.
exactly yeah. Anyway, so and then there were a few others, but again, the bottom line is most of those really had the connections and the time of year. So let's go right to it, and we'll start with the 1 to 35 to 1 shot. Did you have any chance out of this horse?
No.
Okay. Now the two max player, the two position stinks, but the horse in 5 starts has been better each time out. So that's the good thing. Uh, Third in the Travers and in the Belmont to the favorite. 'Tis the law. The last horse, though, to win from the two position in the Derby was affirmed in 1978.
Well, as far as it's bad to be drawn inside usually in the Derby for the simple reason that it's always a 20-horse field. However, this year that's not the case. It's a 17-horse field, so I think they're going to leave the first couple of stalls empty, and he's going to really probably break from the 3 or 4 posts. They're
Okay.
not going to be inside posts, and that's what makes it a disadvantage because there's kind of a cutout before they hit the rail, so horses have a tendency of ducking in or being forced to drop back. So the post position inside negative draw does not really apply, in my opinion.
Well,
Max Player, by the way, gets a trainer change today. It's first time for Asmussen. Linda Rice had the horse in all her previous starts. It's kind of a neutral trainer change. The problem I have with this horse is this is the first time in his career, in his 5 race career, that he's actually racing close. He's coming back on a short layoff. Usually he has time between races. They're better spaced. So I think there are a better 30 to 1 shots in the race.
yeah,
In my
even though, so what's interesting about this race is that as bad as it's been with the schedule change, and we know how dominant Tiz the Law has looked just a month or so ago. I looked at the sheets in this race and I was like, you know what? There's like 5 horses where the sheets look really good,
Yeah,
and almost better than we've seen over the last few Kentucky Derbies.
yeah, for sure. There are at least 5 horses you can make cases for here to get in the money,
Yeah.
or with whoever you decide to use.
All right, so max player is a 14 to 1 shot. The 3 is a 24 to 1 shot, and the 4 is a 26 to 1 shot, and the 5 is a
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
25 to 1 shot.
Okay.
Do you like any of those 3?
Yeah, I think the line on the 4, Storm McCourt, is very strong. This horse, let me find his sheet. They're out of whack here.
Yeah, last time out ran on turf, ran a 9. Before that,
Right.
had a best 7 on dirt.
Yeah, but look what happened. He ran an 8 earlier this year.
Yep.
Then he worked his way back to the 7, which is strong. So last time out, he ran on the turf. I'm going to treat that as a conditioner. This horse could run the 7 or better, and you're telling me he's 24 to 1. He's a must-use, in my opinion.
Okay, very good. Do you like the 5 at all?
No, the 5 I think is too slow and doesn't belong.
The 6 is scratched. The 7 is Money Moves. Now, Money Moves, another 14 to 1 shot.
He's only 14 to 1?
Yeah, dropped from 30, yeah.
Well, the horse has done nothing wrong.
No.
Last time was his first time around 2 turns, and he ran a 6.
Yes.
He had 17, 9, 6.
Perfect.
He could certainly repeat the 6. He's 14 to 1. He'll probably go up. And another one, which belongs somewhere in the bottom of your tries or supers, and a possible upsetter, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's interesting that, and all 3 races better than the last. This is the position, the 7th position. This is interesting. If Maximum Security would have won last year from the 7th position, it would have been the 2nd straight from the 7th position. Justify won from the 7th position in 2018.
No, Justify won from the 18 post. Someone won from the 18 post for the first time. There was never an 18, and then either Justify, I think it was him or Arrogant, one of those horses.
From the 18, I have it on here. Let me see. From the 18th position, I should have it here on my trends. Let's see. No, I don't have it here from the 18. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see. Okay. No one has ever won from the 17. All right. Anyway, we'll
who won 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Let's see. What do I have here? I don't have that here. I'm just looking at my trends from the last time they were won from the position last year.
Wasn't it Justify? Somebody won from
Justify won in 2018.
From the 18 post. No horses ever won from the 18 post till he won. So those trends mean nothing to me. It's like, it's like looking at teams that beat other teams, but they had totally different teams 5 years ago when they played. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
All right. Talk more about that later. Let's go to the 8 horse. That is South Bend, and the 9 is a 50-1 shot. Do you like either of those horses?
No.
The 10 is down from 15-1 to 10-1. 1,000 words. Last 3 races, 26-9-7.
Well, it's Mr. Baffert. The only problem that I have with this horse is races 3 and 4 back. They were really bad, but then he gave the horse time off, and maybe he's better now. 9-7. What's the odds on him?
Down from 15 to 10.
10-1. I think we could do better. I like both Storm the Court and Money Moves just as much or more than him, and they're much longer prices.
Yeah, and again, it's nothing wrong with the progression of the 10, no question.
Right.
But the 10 will be over bet because of Baffert.
Exactly.
All right, the 11 is a long shot. The 12, 13, and 14 are long shots. Do you like any of those horses?
Well, let's look at the 12 for a second. What's the odds on him? Sol Volante.
30.
Okay. Well, 30-1, he's a must-use. If you look at this horse, he's never really done anything wrong. The 14 that he ran last time, that was off of the best race that he ever ran. He ran the 6, came back on 1 week's rest, and bounced to the 14. So let's cover the 14 and look what you have. 8, 8, 10, 6. Why can't he run a 6?
Absolutely, especially at those odds.
Exactly. So along with the 4, 7, and 12, these are 3 bombs that I think you have to use somewhere in the mix. No question about it.
All right. Let's see. How about now here comes one of the other interesting horses. I'm a little surprised that NY Traffic is still 20-1. I mean, if you look at his sheets, last 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, look at this: 20, 18, 15, 13, 9, 8, 4. I mean, this horse has done nothing but improve every time he's been out there, down to a 4 in his last race, and he's 20-1.
The only problem I have with this horse is he has no foundation as a 2-year-old. He didn't run any good races. Usually you want to see some good races. If you look at all these other horses we've discussed, as a 2-year-old, they had a foundation to be able to run those numbers. That being said, a 4 at this point may be a big race for this horse. It's a 4-point new top. But again, if he's 20-1, why not?
Yeah, and barely lost out to another good horse, Authentic, the last time out at the Haskell. All right. Now we get to some good ones. Honor AP up to 7-1 from 5-1. And Honor 8, this is a Mike Smith horse, so you always got to watch out there. But another really nice sheet line: 12, 10, 8, 5, 4. And you like this horse.
I love this horse. He has 5 starts. He's never went backwards. Every race is better than the previous one. He's got time since the 4. His races are well spaced. 7-1. I think that's more than fair, and I really like this horse. I think this horse is winning the Derby.
All right, top pick. Good one. Next up is the favorite, Tiz the Law. And Tiz the Law, the odds are now 6-5. So,
well, the problem I have with Tiz the Law is this is the first time in his career that he's coming back with no rest between races. He's always had time between races. Even when he ran the 5 first out this year, he had time, and he still bounced to the 7. He now ran a 3 last time out without. Now he's coming back on a short layoff, 3 weeks or whatever.
And the Travers is a hard race at Saratoga.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a real 3 that he ran last time. He's going to be 3-5 by the time post time comes around, and I want to play against this horse at a short price.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get anything out of playing this horse. You just don't. Not in this field when there's 4 or 5 other good horses. Then you're just like wishing that you hit the exacta with the heavy favorite in a very competitive race. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to me to do that.
The horse is a great story, and his trainer's in his 80s, and he's getting another opportunity to win the Derby. So, it's a nice story. And if you're betting with your heart, you're rooting for this horse, but we're betting money, and
So that so,
we
so
have to.
that's the story with Barclay Tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was last at the Derby 20 years ago with a horse named Funny Side for the same connections. So now he returns 20 years later with an opportunity, to go out in
Yeah, I
style.
remember Funny Side. What did Funny Side do that year?
He
I
won
mean,
the
did he
Derby.
do anything else? Just the Derby win?
No, he won the Preakness. I think he got knocked out of the Triple Crown in the
Belmont. Okay.
Belmont.
All right, and then Authentic, another really good horse that has been really solid on the sheets. 10-9-8-5-5, winner of the Haskell, 4 wins out of 5, and 8-1. Another Baffert horse at 8-1. What's not to like about this horse?
The only question is whether he can get the mile and a quarter distance. Supposedly, all the breeding experts say that he can't go that far, but off of the sheets, he could certainly go that far. And listen, I think he'll probably go down in odds. He's breaking, from the 18 post, so he's extremely wide, but the 16 is only two posts inside of him. I just like the 16's line better, but there's nothing wrong with Authentic. If you want to play him, I wouldn't tell you no.
All right, so you like the 16 Honor AP.
I like this horse a lot, and I think he's going to run big. And I would be interested in using long shots underneath, like the 4 Storm the Court, the 7 Money Moves, and the 12 Sol Volante. But the 16 I'm putting on top.
And that would be a really those are all be good exactas.
I think so.
Yeah, and I'm just look. I totally agree with what you're saying there with the 16, but I need to throw in another horse so we have a little variety here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 15 NY Traffic. A little bit of a long shot there, but still love the sheet line in that horse. All right, John. So it's going to be a great 4 days. Hopefully, we'll talk again on Sunday if after I take a look at the sheets for Sunday and Monday, and we have some good racing.
Perfect. Thank you, Greg. Have a great day. Enjoy the Derby, and be safe, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, that's John Hardoon as he disappears. There he is. Bye-bye. All right, now, John was confusing me with these trends, so let me get to them. Because I had a report last year, my 2019 report. I didn't do a 2020 report. I was just too busy this year. I got football and NASCAR playoffs and no NBA though. Hockey, yes, and no baseball. I'm a Washington Nationals fan, and I got my World Series. Whatever they call this that's going on right now is just a joke. So I haven't watched hardly any baseball. I just don't. I feel about baseball the way the Nationals are playing this year. All right, yeah, because I have it on here that no horse had ever won the Derby from the 17th position in last year's report. And I'm pretty good with this. So let me see. And I know that, let's see, what else? Oh, and then 17, yeah, because that's the one thing that I noticed is that since 'tis the law 17, I'm like, wait a second. No horse has ever won from the 17th position. But I'm going to double check because we have to double check. Let's see if I can remember where I got this stuff from. Let me see. But I'm gonna take a look at this right now and see if we could. There we go. Kentucky Derby winners. Yeah, but we don't want to do that. All right. Anyway. Oh, and as I was mentioning too, we are going to, where is this? Let's take a look at the schedule, because the reason why there's a chance that we might be back is you'll take a look at Sunday, and we have the Del Mar Debutante, which I'm not sure that's a good sheets race. But the Del Mar Derby could be. It's a grade 2. Saratoga has the Spinaway. That's a grade 1. That could be a good race. And then the Honorable Miss Handicap is a grade 2. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the Del Mar Derby and the Spinaway will have good sheets. Then on Labor Day, you have the Del Mar Futurity. That's a grade 1. And the Hopeful, a grade 1 at Saratoga. Both run happy promos there. So Sunday and Monday combined 4 grade 1 races, 2 grade 2s. And we only need a couple of them. So hopefully we'll get lucky. As I take a look now at trying to get these trends here set. All right, so let's see. Yeah. Maximum Security was the 7 horse last year. What I thought. And Roadster was the 17 last year. So that means that still no horse has ever won from the 17 position. Now, the thing is that, as John said, because of there's only 18 horses, but I'm not going to go into that. See, I get it, but then I'd have to go into all the other races and find out, well, was there a scratch, late scratch? And we know there have been. And then how did that move the horses? So that's why I don't do any of that stuff. I just go with the numbers. And the numbers are 100%. Okay, so, I mean, that's what I have. So if I'm wrong, I'm usually not wrong with this stuff. That's one thing that I usually do pretty good at. Because I double and triple check. But I can only go by the information I find online. But again, like I said, I usually, I double, triple check to make sure I'm not getting, from one bad. Now, let me see if I could find out where, let's see, Justify. Yeah, Justify won from the 7 position in 2018. So, as I was saying before, if Maximum Security won last year, that would have been 2 straight 7 position winners. So, money moves. I mean, really, when you're taking a look at this race, and John's already said the 4-7-12, and I like the 7-2. But I also like Max Player, and I know the 2 position's bad, I get it. But it's not going to be as bad as it has been in recent years. So I'm going to play the 2 in some way, because the sheets numbers are perfect. And the odds are real good. So I'm going to go the 2 in some sort of exacta deal. The 7. And then we're going to go to... I got to probably put something on the 18. I mean, this horse has really been excellent. With back-to-back 5s and a win in the Haskell. All right, let me see if I could find the one that John was talking about from the position. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Nothing here. The 5 position in 2017. The 13 position was Nyquist. And you have American Pharaoh winning from the 18 position. There you go. So American Pharaoh won from the 18 position back in 2015. So that's the one that John was American Pharaoh in 15. 18th. All right. So there you go. And we will hopefully be back again tomorrow. I mean, Sunday. Like I said, I'm gonna take a look at those sheets over the next 24 hours, and hopefully we'll have something good to return on Sunday or Monday. And that's the reason why I always say subscribe to the channel right here. And you do that, then anytime you check out YouTube or in your emails, you have it connected to YouTube, then you know the shows are available. Same thing on Twitter. Follow us at PrimeSN right there. Follow us at PrimeSN. As soon as the race is posted, we'll put it on Twitter. Now, Twitter is going to be about potentially anywhere from an hour later. YouTube is immediate. So, well, not immediate. YouTube is usually about within 15 minutes. So, like, I'm talking right now, it's 9 o'clock in the morning exactly. So it should be posted about 9:15. But, so it's YouTube first, then Twitter. All right. Anyway, we'll hopefully see you on Sunday with some more racing. We have our picks in the book. John went 5-7 in the Oaks, by the way. His pick of the 20 to 1 shot. Again, the sheets 15, 12, 11, 10 in the last 4 make a lot of sense. But I mean, if those odds are 5 to 1 or better, I got to put something into Speech, because Speech 15, 9, 9, 5 and hasn't run since July 11th with that 5. More than enough time to not have to worry about any issues there, any bounces or anything. Okay, so that's it. And we'll see you hopefully on Sunday or Monday. If not sure what's our schedule upcoming, except for, because I think with the schedule the way it is right now, once we get past this weekend, the next is the Preakness on the 3rd. That doesn't mean we won't return over the next few weeks, but the racing is not going to be all that great. But we'll figure something out. And football season starts too, so things are going to get a little bit busy here. Not as hot and heavy as it has been over the last few months, but we'll do our best. And the main thing is we got to make sure we pick some winners too to make it worth our while and yours. So for John Hardoon, I'm Greg DePalma. We'll see you next time.